Have a beautiful female horseshoe crab, which you'll find on our beaches quite often. As you can see, she's nice and alive. She is the only creature on Earth that has her legs attached to her mouth. Often you'll see these tails laying on the beaches, and they kind of look, they are easy to kind of confuse when they're kind of dried up with a palm frond. But they use their tails, the only purpose that they have is to turn them over. They're pretty good about taking care of themselves. So, as far as trying to bring them back down to the water, they're not going to take themselves too far up that they're going to be in trouble. So leave them where they're at and let them do their breeding. Right now there is a concern with their breeding because we have beach renourishments going on, which has kind of messed up that whole system. So we want to really encourage them to reestablish their breeding areas here on Hilton Head Island. We have lots of different shells here on the beach. It's seasonal when you're going to find the different types of shells. If you have a big storm, of course, you're going to want to come out to the beach, and that's a good time to try to do some shelling. Here on Mitchellville Beach, this is the best beach for shelling that we have on Hilton Head Island. And one of the reasons for that is because it's here on the Sound area. It's not directly into the Atlantic side. So the shells are going to be a little bit more complete for you. They get beaten up quite a bit over on the Atlantic side. So they can kind of find a little bit of housing here, and they can kind of hang out and stay in one piece. We have a lot of oyster shells. There's some scallops that I've seen out here. You can identify the scallop shells because they'll have kind of that end bit where they're a bivalve type of shell. So that means that there's two shells. And you'll see that little bit of that joint is left on that, and that means that that's a scallop. But we have lots of different kinds. We have arcs. So that's a little bit of an arc shell there. You're going to go out shelling. One of the big mistakes people make is they stay down at the water line and they're looking for shells down there in the water. Sometimes you'll see like sand dollars, you'll see starfish, you'll see, which aren't a shell, but they're pretty cool. Or you'll see whelks, which are the big, beautiful shells. Those you want to leave in place. 9 times out of 10, your sand dollars are alive. If you pick them up and they're like a brown or greenish and they look fuzzy, like a fuzz on them, they're alive. So you want to make sure that you're putting them back into the water. So you're not wanting to like throw them way out in the water, but just to put them where the water kind of is breaking on the sand, and they'll burrow themselves back in. If they look like they're white, like a bone and bleached out, then that's a dead sand dollar. So those are okay to take from the beach. But if they have any of that fuzzy stuff on them, then they are protected, and that's a high fine if you take them off of the beach. So leave those alone. The whelks, which are those big, beautiful, kind of knobby-looking, spirally shells, those as well, you always want to leave those on the beach because more often than not, they will have a hermit crab inside of them. You won't see them. You can reach in there as far as you want, but he's in there. So you don't ever take those off of the beach because something is living in them, I guarantee you. So only buy those in a shop. If you are shelling and you want to find some of the good stuff, what I call the good stuff, some of our corals that we have, those colorful sea whips and things, or maybe some whelk eggs. Those look like a vertebrae of a snake that have the casings for the whelks, the big ones that we just talked about out there in the water. You're going to want to stay up in the rack line, and that's where you're going to find some of the cooler stuff. So you see, rack is actually the Spartina grass that is going through its next phase of its life, which means that it has become part of the beach. So this beautiful green Spartina grass that you see out in the middle of our marshes and our waterways, part of its life cycle is that when it gets to winter, it turns brown and it breaks off. And it becomes these big rafts that you see floating out in the water. They have a lot of purposes because while they're floating out there in the water, you'll a lot of the time see them floating out there at the same time that we have our sea turtle hatches. And when we have our sea turtle hatches, the sea turtles they'll kind of climb onto that, and they'll ride that rack all the way out to the Sargasso Sea, and they'll stay out there for 10 to 20 years out in the Sargasso grasses and getting nice and big and plump, and then they'll come back and they'll start doing their nesting up here on our beaches. So the other thing that Spartina grass does is it'll get washed up on our beaches, and it'll bring in some of those casings from the whelk eggs, and it'll bring in some of the other cool stuff, and it'll set up on our beaches. And if you look out here on our beaches, this is really exciting to see this much rack washed up, because this is what builds our dunes. So this is the best way to do it. If you look down on some of our dunes, you'll see that we have some fences that are put up And that's because we lost a lot of this wrack during our storms. So we lost a lot of our dunes because we lost the wrack. So this is lovely to see this much wrack that's built up this winter, because that means that we'll just, as the tides wash in, we're going to get more and more sand, and it's just going to keep building on itself. So the wonderful circle of life.